Yo, what's poppin' everybody? You already know what time it is. Today, I'm gonna be showing all you guys how to ramp rush for beginners. I'm about to turn y'all into some beasts, man. Today, I'm gonna be covering how to do every single type of ramp rush, as well as how to practice it and when the best time to do these ramp rushes are. So let's not waste no time, let's get right into it, man. Alright, man, so the first ramp rush we got is just the ramp wall rush. So this is like one of the most basic ramp rushes out there right now, and it's not too hard. It's really basic, really beginner level. So I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like right now. Just ramp wall, ramp wall, ramp wall, ramp wall, so on. It's pretty basic. Y'all probably get the gist of it. Shouldn't be too hard to learn. If y'all can't do this, just go into playground mode. Just get some math and practice doing this. If someone's doing this to you, from a defending standpoint, this is what it should look like. It's not the most protected thing ever. As you can see, if they're straight in front of you, you gotta break off the first wall and then the staircase to break them down. But if you're ramping over someone, all they need to do is break down the underside of this ramp and you're falling down. So that's one reason why this is not very protective. But even though it's not the most protected, it can be the most efficient ramp rush in certain situations. So basically, a situation I'd use this in is if I'm ramp rushing one player that maybe he's not so good, he's not really spraying me down too much, or even a player that's not really even looking. Alright, man, so the second ramp rush I got for you today is the ramp floor wall push, or also known as the 3-layer push. So I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like first. Should just look like this. As you can see, this is a lot more protected than the first one. You have protection from the front, you have protection from the underside, and then you also have the ramp. So you can see there's 3 layers there. That's why it's called the 3-layer push. And to me, this is one of the best pushes in the game. This is one of my favorites. I love doing this. It does cost a little bit more mats, but it's worth it for the protection if used in the right situation. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to do the 3-layer push. The 3-layer push, it does look pretty intimidating from a beginner's perspective. This shit looks way harder than it actually is. I'm going to show you the simplest trick to do this shit so easily. Because if you're just button mashing the button combinations, it's way harder. So what you're going to want to do is place down a ramp, do the floor, do the wall, and then keep your vision like pretty straight. Try not to put it too high or too low. Try to put your crosshairs in the middle. And then as you're running up the ramp, you got to get this timing down. This timing is everything. So as you're running up this ramp, right when your crosshair lines up with that top bar, you're going to want to floor. Oh, not like that. See, sometimes that happens, but most of the time your guy will phase through it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you're going to want to wait till you're at the top. You're going to want to floor, ramp, and then wall in that order, quickly though. So floor, ramp, wall. So you're gonna want to wait till you get to the top, floor, ramp, wall. Wait till you get to the top, floor, ramp, wall. Floor, ramp, wall, just so on. Good way to practice this is just to practice the timing walking, and then keep getting faster and faster and faster, like, you know, and then soon you'll be able to do a full sprint. But yeah, that's a nice little easy way to do it. Alright, so now that you got all the single ramp pushes down, we're gonna move on to some double ramp pushes. So what a double ramp push is basically just the same thing but with 2 ramps. So the first ramp push we have is just the double ramp push. So what that looks like is just like this. Just 2 ramps, 2 ramps, 2 ramps. And from a defending perspective, this is what it should look like. It's just 2 ramps. And what this does is it just makes it harder for them to shoot you down, because look, if you have 2 ramps, if someone's right here and I try to shoot them down, boom, it's not falling down because they have this support. So this is a pretty good ramp rush to do if you're just rushing like maybe one player that's not really looking, like if you have the element of surprise. Usually I'd rather do some of the single ramp pushes instead of this one, like maybe the 3-layer push. Alright, so once you got that down, the next version of that ramp rush is going to be the double wall, double ramp push. So what that's going to look like is something like this. There, that's how it should look. And from a defending perspective, it's going to look something like this. So just like the single wall and single ramp push, you can get shot out from the bottom, but you do have that little extra support because there is 2 ramps, so you won't fall out immediately. You can see there's 2 walls as well. This is pretty good protection, like it's pretty supported. You won't get shot out too much unless there's multiple enemies shooting at you. It's a pretty good ramp rush to do if you're rushing like maybe like 2 enemies. Anything more than that, you're probably gonna get shot out. But yeah, that's a pretty good ramp rush to learn. So I'm gonna show you the tips and tricks of how to do this ramp rush easily. Alright, so when learning how to do the double ramp, double wall push, there's some things you gotta keep in mind. The first thing is you want to stay generally in the middle section of these ramps, of your 2 ramps. The reason why you want to do this is because since you're placing 2 of them, it makes it a lot easier if you're in the middle, because if you're like down here and you try to place a ramp, like it's way harder to hit that ramp from over here, or it's way harder to hit that ramp from over here. Like you can't really double ramp like this, like you're gonna miss your ramp placement. Like just right there, you can see I placed one down here by accident. So yeah, you're gonna want to generally stay in the middle, and you're gonna want to do a motion like this. Like you're gonna want to place your ramps and then kind of circle back around, place your walls, circle around, place your ramps, finish the circle, place your walls, and you'll get something like that. Alright man, to finish up the video, I have one last ramp push for you today, and this is going to be by far the hardest one out of all of them, and this one's actually going to take you some practice to get down, but it's basically going to be the double ramp floor wall push. So it's going to be something like that. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. It's going to be something like that. I just cocked myself though. But yeah, it should look something like this basically. So you can see you're supported from the front, supported from the bottom, supported from... And the crazy thing about this push is that even if someone shoots you out here, you still have a wall and a ramp. If someone shoots out the wall, still have that ramp. But look, if someone shoots out that ramp, you're still supported because you have this whole other side. That is what's so crazy about this ramp push. The only downside to this ramp push is that you use so many mats. So you want to avoid any situation where you have to ramp rush like this. The only time you'll really be ramp rushing like this is if you're rushing like multiple enemies by yourself. Like if you're playing like solo squads and you're literally rushing a team by yourself, you're going to want to pull out this ramp rush. But other than that, there's not too many times you're going to absolutely need to use this ramp rush, and most of the time you should just try to save your mat. Alright, so now I'm going to show y'all how to do that ramp rush, and basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a certain motion with your controller. So basically it's going to look like this. You're going to want to run up the ramp, you're going to want to place your 2 ramps, you're going to want to come down to the bottom, circle around, place these 2 floors, not this one, but yeah, place these 2 floors and then come back around with the walls. So it's going to be like this, something like that. It's going to be like this kind of motion and then whoop. So like this, come down and then straight, and then once again up, around, straight, and then you're just gonna want to do it the opposite way for the next one, and it's gonna look something like that. So this one is gonna take you a little bit of time to get down. You're just gonna want to get into playground mode, get some mats, and then like I said for the other ones, you're just gonna want to walk up slowly and then practice doing this ramp rush slowly, and then continue to work your way until you can do it with a full sprint. But yeah. Alright guys, this is the end of the video, man. If you guys did enjoy, if you learned anything new, please leave a like and subscribe. If you're having any trouble with these ramp rushes, leave a comment down below and I'm gonna get back to all of y'all. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm out. Peace.